Hey there my lovelies, and welcome to my booktube channel. This is Library Fox. My name is V, and today we're going to talk about my October to be read. And this feels a little bit weird because we still have 30 degrees outside as I'm recording this. So yeah, it's actually still so hot and I feel like I'm still in summer, and now I'm going to talk about Halloween. But we will just go with it and try to work with what we have, which is 30 degrees. Okay, enough of that. Let's just talk about the two books that landed on my October to be read. And as you all know, I'm hosting Rainboween version 2.0 this year. So, of course, I'm going to read books that fit the bill and that are LGBTQIA plus books and tick off a lot of the prompts that are on my bingo board. I decided to go for just two books in my official to be read because I know that I will probably read more, or that I will probably mood read some of the books or a couple of other books that have that vibe and that fit Rainboween. But for now, I'm just going to introduce the two books I'll definitely read in October. And I'll take my coffee and I'll take my cheat sheet so that I can talk about the first book I want to read in October. And it's actually a buddy read with the lovely Becky at Teacup the Storyteller, and we decided to read Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. And as far as I could tell from the blurb and from the reviews I read so far, this is actually an FF book, or, well, I think I read that it is polyamorous as well. So that's perfect for Rainboween and really a perfect fit for the prompts. And it has vampires in it because it's actually a Dracula retelling, or some sort of Dracula retelling. It's about Dracula's first wife, who gets rescued by Dracula while he turns her into a vampire. And they get married after he saved her life, and she's actually the first bride of Dracula. And Dracula finds two other women that interest him or capture his interest, and they become the three brides of Dracula. And as the book progresses, the first wife of Dracula, I wrote down her name. I think her name is Constanza or Constanta, I don't know. And she finds out what's really behind Dracula and his plans, and falls in love with her rivals, as it seems. Apparently she considers the other two vampire wives of Dracula as her rivals at first, but then finds solace in their arms. Not me saying this, I actually read that in the blurb. So this sounds steamy, mysterious, interesting and intriguing. I can't wait to pick up this book. The ratings are all pretty high, so I'm certain I will love it too. And it definitely ticks off fantasy, vampires, and, well, I don't know. It might tick off a couple of other of the prompts as well, but I haven't taken a closer look at that now. So yeah, if you are looking for something with FF action and vampires, you might be served with this book. So yeah, very curious about the Dowry of Blood. Only heard good things so far, and Becky is going to buddy read it with me, so this makes it even more fun. And I can't wait for our buddy read to happen, Becky. Okay, and the second book, which will tick off a lot of the prompts on my bingo board, I already know it, and which I'm going to read in October is, and now you're gonna see it, okay? Everything is just falling down here. Here it is. It's Ravengsong by TJ Klune. And I absolutely loved the first book. I loved Wolfsong so much. It was amazing. It was hashtag #pack. If you know, you know. And if you've read the book, you definitely know. But the first book, Wolfsong, was... I read it last year in October, and it was a revelation. It was really... I just loved every character in this book. The Bennett family, the Peck family. It's the embodiment of found family with werewolves and magic in the mix. It's really such a, I don't know, it's wholesome but also painful. I think you would call it hurt comfort, or some people would place it in that genre. It's really you just gotta love a found family trope and werewolves, and especially queer werewolves. All the 4 books in the series are about a different couple of queer werewolves, and I'm so there for it. And I've waited ages for this book to arrive. I bought Wolfsong last year in August and then decided to read it for Rainboween in October, and I loved it. I was obsessed with Wolfsong and with Ox and Joey's story, how they got to know each other, how they fell in love, what happened around them. It was just wow. I was blown away, honestly. And I made the mistake of buying the beautiful new version last year. So I decided I would buy all the beautiful versions so that they would fit together in my bookshelves. The problem is, it took about a year for this version to come out. So I waited patiently the entire year for the book to come out, and I finally bought it and got it, and now I'm going to read the hell out of it. As for what it is about, I already said that all the books are about a different couple. In the first book we had Ox and Joey is the pack leader, or he is the new alpha, you might say, because actually Joey's father is the pack leader, but he is going to be next. And the first book was about Joey's and Ox's story. And the second book is about Gordor and Mark's story. And I already loved Gordor so much in the first book. He's definitely one of my faves. He is... What I love about TJ Klune's books is that the main characters are often not just teens. I mean, in Wolfsong we had the transition from early teenagers to adult men. And this book is hopefully going to be in the same vein. I would love to hear about Gordor's and Mark's story, how they got to the place they were in Wolfsong. I really would love to have a background story here, and I'm pretty certain I will get it in this book. And also I love that TJ Klune's characters are all older. They are not teens, or not always teens, because in the first book, as I said, the story progressed and they grew older and they grew up. And Gordor and Mark are already in their 30s, I think. So that makes it really relatable. We have adults here. We don't just have the teenage stories. We have real men in those books, and I love that. Okay, anyway, enough of me raving about the series, but honestly, the Queen Creek series, I know all of the books will be favorites of mine, and I just can't wait to dive into that one. Unfortunately, I will have to wait for the 3rd book in the series another year until I can read it, because quite honestly, my budget isn't that huge that I can buy all the 4 books as an e-version or e-book and binge read them. I have to decide which version I want, and I decided I want the paperback version. So waiting it is. Well, except of if I have a nice fairy or a nice Santa who will buy the books for me. Yeah, anyway, that's wishful thinking. But this said, those are the two books I'm going to read in October. I'm very pumped for those two books. I know that Ravengsong will tick off a lot of prompts. We have witches, we have magic, superpowers, we have shapeshifters, we have werewolves, we have fantasy. So I think it are already 6 different prompts that are ticked off on the bingo board if you read that book, or Wolfsong for that matter, if you haven't started with the series yet. So that's always good. And as I already said, I don't know what else I'm going to read in October, but it definitely will be books I would choose for Rainboween. So they all will have an LGBTQIA plus angle. And my wrap-up video is going to be really interesting, I think. Okay, this said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I sincerely hope you will join Rainboween in October. It was a blast last year and I'm pretty certain it will be fun this year too. And if you have any recommendations of LGBTQIA plus books that are spooky, creepy and in the genre of horror, please drop them down in the comments below. I always love to get bookish recommendations. And if you need more, you all know I will put up a recommendations video for Rainboween as well, so stay tuned for that one. And well, I guess there's nothing left to say except of take care, stay healthy and safe, and see you around the next time. Bye!